Everyone. I hope you're doing okay. I hope you're doing well. This is my project number 3, the Culmination project, and this is my final project for the school year. And it's kind of crazy to think it's already the end. It's been 10 months, I believe so, and it's crazy how much can change in such little time. How much we can learn, how much we can adapt, how much we can change. And just want to thank you, Miss, for everything you've done. I want to thank you so much for everything you've taught us, all the effort, everything you've done for us. Just genuinely want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. But just regarding that now, this is coming to my actual final project. I'm gonna try to keep this under 10 minutes just so it's light and straightforward. So starting off, we're gonna start with the origins of the scale of the universe, that unit. We're gonna work our way downwards to balancing Earth's resources. So these are all 10 units interrelate. So starting off is the scale of the universe and the origin of it. Basically, that unit or that topic or that concept talks about supernovas, stellar evolution, nebulas, and the Big Bang Theory. The Big Bang Theory is where everything starts, right? And this interrelates with the next unit, which is unraveling Earth's history, because literally nothing could have happened if it wasn't for the Big Bang, if it wasn't for stellar evolution and supernovas, because Big Bang is actually what started the entire universe as we see it, and the like supernovas or stellar fusion. No, sorry, nuclear fusion and fission and all these things. Not fission, nuclear fusion just, and nebula, all this star evolution as a whole basically helped create the materials. It creates the elements, the things that actually make us up, that make items up, other things basically. Basically, nothing could have happened if it wasn't for this, and this interrelates because it legitimately nothing else could have happened without this beginning. So, so now moving on to the next subject, which in my order, it's unraveling Earth's history. We here is basically where the geological timescales played a very important role. So I'm trying to block the light over here with my head. The geological timescale broke. Well, not broke. Sorry. It comes in very handy, or not handy. It's very important because here it's like where we start. Because of the origin and the scale of the universe, basically created the elements and everything we know. And that interrelates because all those elements and materials ended up creating the Earth, and then all life on Earth and the solar system. Basically, everything came from that. The universe, from the Big Bang, from stellar fusion. I mean, stellar evolution, and all of that. Because of that, it lent the ability to create new elements and actually creating the Earth, the solar system, basically everything. And because of that, because when the Earth was created, now we actually started. At this point, we already have a planet and stuff and whatnot. So this is interrelated because uh, the unraveling the Earth's history could have not happened without the origin and scale of the universe. So then, the geological time scale basically it shows us basically everything that we basically date everything that's happened and all those events soon after the Earth was created. The Earth dynamic systems, the units basically all the things that it talks about, which are fossils, geological transformations, continental drift, plate theories, and all that stuff happened roughly around that time, and it all happened because of um, unraveling the unit, what we talked about, unraveling Earth's history, were basically the beginning of Earth. And none of these things can happen because there would have been no Earth. Basically the Earth was still developing, and basically around this unit, it's where the Earth has already somewhat developed, and now we start having things like plate tectonics, continental drift, and we basically talked about that a lot in class, and it's interrelated because they both require each other to happen. And then from there, we have shaping the Earth's surface, and that's the next unit that is on my list in my order. And basically, it happens. This comes to the next, I guess, concept, which is shaping the Earth's surface or shaping Earth's surface. Um, this unit, very brief. I'm not gonna go over it because, like you said, you want us to go over it. You want us to just say that it's related. It's interrelated to the last unit because the last unit speaks about how the Earth started having plate tectonics, how the or not starting plate tectonics started becoming a part of Earth, how the Earth itself was in the beginning, how it's going to be created. So this goes into this topic where the Earth itself had already been created, but the Earth, like the actual surface per se, is actually being shaped. It's changing, and they're interrelated because they happened one right after the other. So essentially, because the unraveling Earth's history, the whole unit what we spoke about, the whole geological time scale, during those eons and everything, the Earth developed. By the time, um, or during that time, the Earth itself was being shaped. It was being changed in form, like in the oceans and stuff, like ocean ridges. All these things that happened, like volcanic eruptions, all these things that happened started changing the legitimate shape, the surface of, and the shape of the Earth. Not shape, just the surface, and it actually started making it look different, and things changed because of that. So because they happened one right after another, pretty much, or roughly around the same time, actually. This comes to then the next topic, which is going to be. Sorry, I have to look at my computer because I can't remember off the top of my head. It's going to be modeling Earth systems. So modeling Earth systems, geosphere, atmosphere, biosphere, hydrosphere, and very briefly cryosphere. These five or four, I guess, spheres, um, they're very important because not very important. Well, they are, but they come right after shaping Earth's surface because during that time as well, the geological timescale, as is noted, the geosphere began changing, which is the main thing that happened in shaping Earth's surface, like the literal surface of the Earth. The geosphere was changing. The atmosphere was also changing. There used to be a lot more oxygen in the air back then, and as time went on, we played a part in changing the atmosphere. The cryosphere we did not talk more. We went briefly, so that does not have nothing to do. The biosphere and the hydrosphere also changed. The way life used to work is much different than it now because there's different creatures, there's different, the environment's much different, and the hydrosphere itself has changed too, as noted, like because of climate change, among many other things. And uh, they're interrelated because as the Earth was being shaped, because of the different shaping of the Earth, um, excuse me, the oceans moved around, the land and the continent itself actually moved around as well. The atmosphere changed as well because it became more actually habitable if we notice through the eons and the periods and all that stuff from the geological time scale. So during that time, the geosphere changed. So basically, they happened almost together in that sort of way. And then moving on to Earth's resources and risks, this is a very recent thing that we talked about, very very new, and moving into the last unit, which is Earth's resources and risk and balancing Earth's resources. So here's where we had a large debate, and basically this takes more place now because it's an issue that regards humanity more than not. And here's where we had a large debate over sustainability, over economy, trade-offs. Essentially, this is essentially relates with the other units for the reason that um, all the other units, like I said, I kept repeating. It was kind of very repetitive in that sense, where they kind of I organized the units in such a way that it was almost like a timeline, oldest to youngest, pretty much like old to now, and organized in such a way to make it kind of simple and thorough, kind of. But basically, that they all lead up to now because none of this could happen because if it wasn't for example, the origin of the universe. If there was no universe, no Big Bang, there's no us, you know. Or if there was a Big Bang, but stellar evolution hadn't occurred, or like supernovas or element formation hadn't occurred, there's not enough elements to create what makes us up now, or the geological time scale. If it did not occur in that exact precise way, there's a good chance that we wouldn't exist. We wouldn't be the way we are right now. So essentially, this last uh, unit interrelates to the last because um, it's now. First of all, it takes place like right now as we speak. Pretty much, the debating of resources is, are we being sustainable? Are we what are the trade-offs? Are we doing our best to help the environment? Because this interrelates to the rest because I believe the whole theme of the entire earth science was to kind of give us like a run through and kind of teach us the entirety of, like, not the entirety, just a basic overview, or more of a general and somewhat thorough overview of what has happened throughout time that relates to our Earth, Earth science, and major theme is trying to tell us what happened back then, and kind of how to. It kind of makes us connected to our past and lets us, see, well, here we're living right now, we can make a change. I think the overall purpose or themes of all the units as a whole is to realize, well, the past was different, but now we're here, and all these things happened. So maybe we can make a change because the things we're doing right now is there's not going to be no Earth that's sustainable. There's not going to be any more life like the way it is right now, and all these things happened. It was chaotic in a sense, but there was a piece to it because there was life, there was things. But the way we're treating the Earth right now, the way we keep continuing this, there's not gonna be, there's not gonna be a next generation. There's not gonna be another like it's. There's just not gonna be any more. And I think that's the whole overall theme of Earth science is trying to tell us to take care of the Earth itself right now, and it's studying the Earth so we can, benefit from it for ourselves, but also the Earth itself, and try to take care of it and actually like take care of our only home, the only place we can always call home. And yeah, like that last unit is correlates to the rest because right it the last units were sort of dictating the history of the earth, and this last one is like the now moment that will soon be history, and hopefully in a good history where we make changes. But basically this unit could have not happened, or this specific things that we're discussing in the unit could have not happened if it wasn't for the rest of the things. So yeah. So this is the entirety of my video, Miss Coleman. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for taking the time out of your day for watching it and just being such a great teacher. Once again, I'm truly thankful unto you, Lord, Miss, and thank you so much for everything you've done for us. And this is my video. I did the entire rubric as you wished it to be. And the video, Miss. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for taking the time out of your day for actually viewing this and being such a great teacher overall and mentor. Thank you so much for everything you've taught us. Just a little tangent on the side, but thank you so much for everything you've done for us. I'm truly grateful for having you as my teacher for 2 years in a row. And yeah, Miss, I would just thank you for everything, Miss. And I kind of want to leave off with a quote and a quick explanation of it. It's from Transformers and it's by Optimus Prime. I really like fiction, science fiction, so but. Um, it's just kind of a quote and something to think about. So, Optimus Prime says, "With the Allspark gone, we cannot return life to our planet, and fate has yielded its reward, a new world to call home." And basically, there's this other quote too. I don't remember if it's from the same movie, but it's from him as well. It says, "We will defend our home." And these basically are from Optimus Prime after being the first quote is after him they arrived on Earth and basically they cannot go home any longer. Um, they're saying that they lost their original planet, but now they have Earth, a place to call home, and um, they call it as a ward, and they really cherish that. They really care about this planet. And the second quote, "We will defend our home." Here, it's afterwards. It's I believe the movie or two afterwards, saying this is after he is basically almost like assimilated, not assimilated, but actually lived here for some time per se, and he calls it his home now, and actually calls it like I said home. Like he believes that they are now. He doesn't believe he is part of the earth now in a sense. And I just want to leave off with this quote because we only get one shot. We get one planet. We are as fortunate as Transformers, we can just hop to another planet. We only get one shot. If we lose this planet, there's no tomorrow. You know, there's no tomorrow. There's no next generation. Uh, there's no just no second chance. And as also Spider-Man said, sorry, I like science fiction. Like I said, you can't be a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man if there's no neighborhood. So, like I said, we only have one shot, Miss, and we have to all make a change and put in, a little bit of our part to make a ripple to change the earth itself. So hopefully, maybe I'll post this on YouTube for all to see, and maybe they'll change some lives too, Miss. Like I said, thank you for everything, Miss. Just want to leave you on that quote, and have a nice day.